Well, what's up, everybody? Jonathan back here again, and today we're once again back on Dodson Logging, and we're getting real close to filling up that big wood chip storage area, so I'm working real hard to try to get that filled up, and so you may see a few more videos here in short order. But once we get the wood chip storage area filled up and I'm satisfied that we've got it full, we'll look at the numbers and get a good idea of how much that thing holds. It's going to be somewhere around 28,000, I think. Maybe somewhere between 25 and 30, I don't know, somewhere right in there. Anyway, we're back here today, and I've got these two trucks ready to go. We've moved down the road just a little ways. We were up there kind of where the skidder is, if you can see that way up there on the left. We were kind of up in that area, and we kind of cut all the way back to the creek. And so we cleared out that whole area, so I thought I'd come over here. And we also got a call from the timber company. And this dirt road that leads back to the pine plantation on the other side of the creek over there, they called and said that they need that road cleared out because we're going to be doing operations over there pretty soon. So I've got the fella bunch, I don't know if you can see it, barely see it up in the top left corner of the screen. I've started clearing out some of the trees and some of the trees that were across the road, trying to get some of that cut out. So trying to get that cleared up, and we'll eventually head back up there towards that plantation. But for right now, we're going to stay kind of right in this little area here near the road. I'm going to cut up the road there a ways. And I've already got a few trees on the ground. And of course, we've already got some in the wood chipper, so the trucks are full. But let's go ahead and drive on down there and see if we can't start filling this thing up. I mean, we're getting real close, so let's go. And I hope everybody had a good weekend. Looks like over the weekend I gained a few more subscribers. Looks like we're up to 480 now. So just 20 away from halfway. So I do appreciate all the new subscribers. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit it. Help me out, get to 1,000. And once we reach 1,000, I promise I'll take away that little graphic. We won't need that anymore. I'm trying to get my videos monetized again. So trying to make a push to get more subscribers and get my videos monetized. I kind of feel like that I provide some good content. I mean, I don't, this is a family-friendly channel. I'm going to try to keep it that way, or we'll be keeping it that way. So, there's just not a whole lot out there, I think, for kids these days that, I mean, there's a lot, I'm sure, but, from what I've seen with some of the farming simulator stuff, it's a lot of cussing and all that kind of stuff, and, we don't need all that, so let's give some of the kids that don't want to hear all that, something to listen to and watch. So I'm going to keep my channel family friendly. Yeah, we're getting real close to the point to where I'm just going to have to stop driving in there, so to start backing up to the entrance and dumping it. Oh, I need to clear those stumps out. There's just not really a good way to get through there. I'm going to have to just take the time and clear those out. Yeah, the good thing about these two trucks here with the wood chips is I bought them at the same time, basically, so I can just hit my on my controller. I can hit my little D-pad thing over here to switch between trucks pretty quickly. So that makes it nice. And in other big news, I had quite a few comments on the last video on Friday about asking if I was starting another map, and I do have several maps in mind that I want to do. It's just I'm having trouble finding time to work on them. But over the weekend, I did get back on my next map that I'll be releasing. Again, don't don't get your hopes up that it's going to be released like at the end of this month or something, because it's not. maybe a couple months out still, but I did at least get a chance to work on it. And this one unlike Dodson Logging, where this map is based off of a real world location, this new map is not going to be based off anything. It's just off the top of my head. It'll be a lot of fun though. I can't really give too many details out right now. Certainly not going to give out the title because I don't want anybody that's, you know, that works on maps to just jump on it and then all of a sudden my idea is gone. So I can't release the name of the map just yet. It will be really cool. I don't really know if I can say it's going to be anything like groundbreaking or, you know, just that hasn't been done. It's sort of been done, I guess, but not to the degree that I'm doing it, which is pretty vague. But like I said, I just don't want to give away too many details because somebody might come along and snatch it and then my idea is gone. So we'll keep it under wraps for now. However, what I am going to do this time, which I didn't do for Dodson Logging, is if you're a Patreon member for $5 a month, what I'm going to start doing is any map that I create, when I feel like it's sort of to the maybe the beta stage or even the pre-beta stage, I'm going to start releasing it to the Patreons for testing. And not only is that going to help me, but it'll give the patrons, you know, a little something to look forward to, just to be able to play the map ahead of everybody else. Not that it's going to be, you know, that great, but it'll be a nice map. I'm a pretty detail-oriented person, as you can see from Dodson Logging. There's not a whole lot wrong with this map. There's a few floating trees here or there. You know, it's just hard to catch those things. But I am going to be doing it different this time. Whereas last time I had to take someone else's map and basically, you know, touch every tree almost. And because I took an existing map and I had to remove all the trees, well, most of them, and then, you know, it was just a nightmare. But this time I was able to. Which I need to do this before I get too far along, but I took my Dodson Logging map, which of course works. You know, like the little wood chipper thing over here. I had a time getting that working. Some of these lights and stuff, you know, I had to fool with those to get them to work. Excuse me, to work right. So all those are still in there from the Dodson Logging map. So all I got to do is just move them, and you know, don't have to worry about the scripting or anything like that. So this next map should go a little bit faster. As far as getting it all put together, because I know kind of what I'm doing now, whereas before I was having to learn everything from the ground up. I don't know how many months I spent working on Dodson Logging. It was a while. Golly, I'm all congested up today. But yeah, so this next map, it'll go a lot faster. I don't know. I can't really even give a time frame right now. I don't want to say because yesterday for me was Saturday, so I worked on it a good bit of the day. I got quite a bit done. The little town that's there is more detailed than the one here on Dodson Logging, so that'll be fun for those of you that may want to do, I don't know, maybe some role playing or something. That may be a good map. I don't know. It'll be something different than Dodson Logging. But I guess the one detail that I can kind of give away, the little teaser I'll give away, is well, the town itself is relatively flat, but everything else is going to be pretty mountainous. So it'll be different than Dodson Logging because this map is really flat, which is pretty much true to life. I mean, there's not much terrain around the town of Dodson here in Louisiana. It's just flat, you know. But this next map, it'll have much more terrain, at least on a good bit of it. It'll be fun. but it's right now it's just really hard for me to balance, you know, work and being able to play and record these videos and produce the videos. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into this. It's just not, you know, you record a video, then it's you just throw it up on YouTube. It's a lot of work goes into it. But I'm gonna try as much as I can to carve out a little time, because man, I think for my first attempt, Dodson Logging went pretty well. I mean, I guess I'd give myself maybe a, I don't know, maybe a B. It's not the most detailed map. It's not the least detailed map I've ever seen. But I think it turned out pretty good for my first attempt. I mean, I really didn't know what I was doing at first. I had to really watch a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of forum posts, and just, you know, I got a little help from Beard Shot Gaming, so shout out to Derek over there at Beard Shot. It's a lot you got to learn, especially when you're doing it for the first time. I mean, once, see, like, look right there to the left of the wood chipper. See, there's some terrain I forgot to edit or missed. So it's just, you know, little stuff, but that's not a big deal, I guess. I don't care about some of that kind of stuff, but you know, like if it was something major where when you drove over it like wrecked you or something, I guess that'd be more of a big deal. But and like I said right from the start, I think maybe even in the intro video when I was showing off the map features, was that I knew some of the roads weren't exactly right, because I had to hand place those, and I'm doing it different this time. I'm actually creating splines and doing the roads, I guess you'd say, correctly. So the roads should be a good bit better. I noticed that though, even like if you have just a little bit of a curve in your road and you use the spline method, you really kind of have to be careful, because even like what I really should have done was, I guess, made the distance, well, y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about, but so when you're making roads, you can use splines, and there's a script you can download called I think it's called Spline Placement Create or something like that. And so basically what it is once you lay out a spline, which is a spline is basically a line, and you place the start point, you place the end point, then if you want a curve in it, you can place other little nodes in there, and it'll allow you to create curves and stuff. But once you place the spline down, there's a script you can run, which if you want to put down roads or trees or rocks or just whatever you want to, you put the object you want to place inside of a transform group, and then you set up all the parameters, and you hit the execute button, and it places all those roads, for example, just boom, 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 boom. It's quick, you know. It's just they're all there, and you can align them to the terrain, all that kind of stuff like that. But if you have a curve in your spline, even a little one, and you don't get everything set up just right, you'll have little tiny gaps in between your road pieces. And so I've got a little bit of that going on, but I'm not sure if I'm even going to fix that, because there's so many pieces to adjust, and I may just have to experiment a little bit and try to play with that script some to see if I can't, like, maybe if it's a 5-meter road section, maybe go like a 4.8 or something, to just kind of, you know, give a little bit of overlap there, so when the road pieces get put down, there's no little slivers or gaps in there. So I may have to try something like that. So I've learned a lot, and what I'm going to do different with the trees this time is, you'll notice on this map a lot, you know, like I said, there are some floating trees, but for the most part, there's not many, and that's just simply because I hand placed a good many of them, and I also, once I finished the map and was ready for release, I kind of drove around a good bit. I thought I got most of those floating trees, but what I'm doing different this time is I'm going to try to get the terrain set up like I want it. before I even start placing the first tree. I've already got some trees placed in the city or in the little town, but for the other parts of the map, I'm going to make sure the terrain is all set, and then I'm going to put the trees all in one transform group, and then what I'm going to do is lower the whole transform group just a little, so you don't have those stumps left behind. I like the clean cut trees. You know, whenever you cut them with the fellow buncher, you can cut them at the ground, and that way there's no big old stumps sticking up. So we'll try to do that. And you know, I don't know what happened to my mud and all that. I had mud set up on Dodson Logging, but whenever I carried it over this new map, it's not there for some reason, so I gotta look into that, but I'll get that figured out. But hopefully I can find some time to work on it. I'm gonna be gone out of town for about a week next month in June, and then in July I got a lot going on. I've taken off a week there. I think we're headed out of town part of that week. But yeah, you know, once you get out of college or high school and start working and, you know, get kids and all that stuff, it's just hard to find time to do stuff you used to love to do, that you had all the time in the world to do. Alright, looks like we both got wood chips, but I'm going to go ahead and chip up some more with this one over here. It's fairly low. I'm going to try to keep these things full as much as possible until we run out of trees. Because I want to just keep making load after load. I think that was all of our trees already. Yeah, golly. These things eat up trees in a heartbeat. So fast. Yeah, so I think the plan, after we fill up the wood chip storage area, I want to sell them all and see, cause that'll go fairly quick. I want to sell them all and see how much we get out of there. It'll be a little tough because those things spill over the wall, but I think we'll be able to use that little excavator with the bucket on it right there and get them all scooped up, or maybe use the front end loader. And then maybe kind of, I don't know, maybe somewhere in there we can also do some, I want to cut the plantation too, that'll be fun. Make loads quick. Yeah, this next map I'm working on is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, the town is a good bit more detailed. Let's see, what can I give away as also a teaser? Well, there'll be a school, you know, a lot of restaurants and other businesses. See, there's a volunteer fire station. Let's see. I don't know, just a lot of cool stuff. It'd be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, for all you logging fans out there, I don't know if any of you ever watched that show on, let's see, what was it on, Discovery Channel or History Channel? I can't remember which one it was. It was the Swamp Loggers, Bobby Goodson and his crew. I saw something on Facebook and I clicked on it and watched it on YouTube, but apparently, I don't know if it was just due to, the fans, but it looks to me like they're maybe going to try to start some kind of YouTube video series, with showing the Goodson Logging crew. So that was a lot of fun because basically it was Bobby Goodson. He was saying, tell all your friends, like this channel and subscribe and blah blah blah. And it looks like there's gonna be some new videos. That'd be fun. I liked watching that show. Had that fella buncher and the skidders with the big wide tires because they work mostly in the mud. So just go check that out. I think what it's called, if you want to look it up, I believe it's Goodson All-Terrain Logging or something like that. I think it's something to that effect on YouTube. If I can remember, I may put a link to it, but there's a high chance I will forget. Let's go see how we're doing over here. Oh, looks like that one's full. Okay, good. Alright, well, we'll just pause that truck for a second. Let's get this thing out of here because we need to get the bigger one in here. Right behind this black Peterbilt, I've got another red Peterbilt with that 150,000 liter trailer. And we got, we only got 2,300, but we're doing pretty good. Let's see if it'll drop something in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and before I dump that, get this under there so it'll be, let it start filling up. Take a while. Whew. We've already got some in there from the beast. And what I may do is take this truck over there to the chipping operation and get 3 trucks going. Yeah, we're not far away now. I would say, I don't know, maybe another 20, 30 loads. Maybe as many as 50, but I don't think it's gonna be that many. I'd say between 25 and 30 loads, maybe. Yep, matter of fact, I'm going to, let's see here, I'm just going to go ahead and, if I have the follow me activated, which I think I do. Yep. We'll just go ahead and do that. Try not to go too fast, and I certainly want to avoid these stumps. Problem is, it's hard to see them. Yep, just ran over one right there. Go ahead and stop him. Yeah, follow me is nice. You don't have to worry about driving both trucks. And get your little caravan going. And we're going to cut some more trees too. I was trying to make myself a little ramp with this last load, so let's see if we can back it up there. We may get caught, but maybe not. As far as we go. And we're stuck. And apparently this truck is not 6-wheel drive. A lot of these semis, all wheels will pull. Alright, now let's get the old excavator. Or I tell you what, let's get this is closer. We'll just go up behind this thing, give it a little bump. Should get us going. Alright, time for some more trees. We are out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on down this road Because like I said, the timber company we work for, they want some of these trees cleared out along the road so we can kind of open it up a little bit. So we will do that, and then we will head back towards the main highway and try to get some of that opened up. So let's go up here. I think the road's gonna fork not too long up the road. And we'll just cut about every other tree out of here that's next to the road. Kind of get that opened up. Alright, there's the fork in the road, so we're gonna just get up here a little ways and take a left and go back towards the main highway, or the little smaller highway, county road, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's not really a highway, it's a 2-lane road. We may end up having to use a skidder to come get some of this stuff. I'll try to bunch them up pretty good. In fact, we most likely will have to use a skidder to come get all this. Well, in case you're wondering about Pacific Inlet, I did record just a little bit more gameplay here recently, about another 30 minutes worth, so we're still working towards getting about 20 hours of gameplay built up, and then I'll do another high-speed video. And it's looking doubtful now that I may finish the whole map by the time Farming Simulator 19 is out. It's looking awful sketchy there. Just don't know. Just depends on how much time I had to play here lately, and then if I'm working on another map, then it's even less time I gotta play, so I don't know, it's looking doubtful. Oops. That tree is right there. In fact, that's too close. there it goes across the road. That thing just did not want to cut. See, that's the main reason I don't like those, leaving those stumps, is they're hard to cut sometimes. You got to get them just right. And when you put them low enough in the ground, you just cut them off at ground level and they just kind of pop up, and it's no, you don't leave a stump, and you don't have to worry about grabbing them just right or cutting it just right. So much easier. But like I said, with this map I was still learning, and I had a big learning curve. Now that I kind of know what all's going on, I know how to do it better. And like I said, with this next map that I'm working on, I'm going to have all the trees in one group, and once I get them placed, after the terrain is done, then I'm just going to lower them all by a little bit, and that way we should not have any floating trees or any trees that are, you know, too high up in the ground to where they'll leave a stump. They should all be perfect, theoretically. Because the reason I had floating trees the last time was, like I said, I took somebody else's map, and instead of deleting all the trees and adding them back, I left some trees, actually a ton of trees, thousands of trees. I left them in there, and then I had to hand place them back onto the ground. And I thought I had done every tree correctly, but I guess not. And left a few floating trees, not many. Not many. I think just about every map I've played, there's been some floating trees, so it's not a big deal. It's what's really crazy is when they're like, you know, 20, 30 feet up in the air. You can't cut them with a fella buncher or anything. You almost have to have a bucket truck and a chainsaw, which there is a bucket truck out now where you can do that. I want to say, let's see, I don't remember who put that out, but there is a bucket truck where you can like actually get up in the bucket with the chainsaw and cut a tree that's like that. Alright, I'm just going to cut these last two trees, and then that should give us enough for the rest of the video. Probably more than enough. And I don't think I'm going to worry about the skidder this time. Okay, so we'll continue cutting up towards landing number 3, but where we made the fork we made that turn there, we're going to cut straight across and cut over to the gravel road, and that'll be it for this little area. So I think that should probably give us enough, you know, to finish out the wood chip storage area over there. And you know, I just thought about something. Let's try this. That way I won't have to drive both of them over here. Save us a little time. Alright, and then once I get this other one full, I'll drive them both back down there using the follow me again, so that way we don't have to drive them individually. I think we're opening up this road quite nice. Should be nice whenever we finally get our loads of logs from the plantation down through here. We don't have to worry about all these trees been in the way and being able to see. All right, let's get these 3 trucks. Let's make 3 more loads, and then we'll use the front end loader a little bit to kind of clean up the pile in there, kind of work towards that back right corner, and then that'll be about all the time we got for today. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty bare over here on this side of the road. Oop, turn just a little bit too sharp there. Get that backed in there better. Let's check on our big trailer over here. Looks like we got a little bit in there. It's not even half. Maybe had 40,000 maybe. Yeah, 83. Okay. We're over half. Doesn't look like it, but yeah, this thing is awfully slow. I mean, it's got a ton of wood in there already. Matter of fact, it's got I can't quite see it. Well, let's see. Is that 80 about 85,000 liters of wood in there, but this thing just doesn't output very fast. I know that there's a way to speed that up, so I may try that for if I decide to go with one of those, which I think I probably will. With the next map, I'll try to speed that up. Because I mean, if it chips woods, I mean, when you put the logs in there, if it chips them up like super fast. I mean, I'm not talking about like beast level, you know, like when you put the wood chips in there and it just spits the wood chips back, or put the wood in there, it crushes it, and then spits the wood chips out pretty quick. If we could just double the speed, I think would be better. because it sure is slow. And let's see, let's get the last one. Let's get this black truck. Alright, well there's our third load, and so this is going to be the final load of the day. And like I said, I still think there's probably about 20 more loads or so, maybe closer to 30 before we fill this thing up, which won't take long. In fact, what I'll do is work a little bit off camera, but I'll just leave maybe a few loads left, and that way we'll have something to see, and y'all won't miss, you know, seeing it getting filled up. Oops. And I've got the truck stuck. Wonderful. Okay. Dang stumps. Alright, let's see here. Well, let's see, we've already got the front end loader over here. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of sign off for today. I am gonna leave you with a few scenes of we'll work on this pile a little bit. We gotta clean this up just a little. Try to get some of this stuff to where we can get our truck backed in pretty good. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And don't forget that I've also got the Patreon page. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna start doing something a little different with the Patreons, and that is if you're a Patreon member and want to participate, when I get this next map ready for beta stage, I'm going to release it to the Patreons that want to participate, and that way they can play the map a little bit, give me some feedback, you know, test out a few things, find floating trees, find terrain that needs editing, or anything like that, stuff that doesn't work, and help me out. And also, you know, with the Patreon page, I'm going to be doing, once I reach 10 patrons, I'm going to be doing some giveaways monthly. It'll be some nice stuff, so that'll be fun. But yeah, go check out the Patreon page, and also if you want to make just a one-time donation to help support the page, go over to PayPal. I've got a link in the description below. It's paypal.me, and you can just donate a little money if you like, or just help me support the channel. But the main thing is, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit it. We'll be doing a lot more Farming Simulator, and possibly some other games too. I may get back to American Truck Simulator. I played that in the past. Didn't get a whole lot of video likes, but I'm probably going to be doing some kind of questionnaire on Facebook here pretty soon, and asking if y'all would like to see me play some other games besides Farming Simulator. Of course, I know the Farming Simulator group is my core supporters and fans, but I really enjoyed playing the American Truck Simulator as well. So I'll probably get back to that at some point too. So anyway, there we go. Alright, so yeah, y'all have a good one, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.